Hey, what's up? Are you a small business owner that loves God, family, country, and capitalism? If so, you're totally in the freaking right place. My name is Josh Latimer, and this is the War Plan Briefing, where we're just going to give you some food for thought. And today's topic is 5 no-cost ways to scale your company. Do you want more money without spending money? That's pretty cool, right? Do you want to scale your revenue without increasing your ad spend? That's pretty cool, right? Well, there are things that could be done that probably for most of you need to be done. It's right under your nose, but you're too close to it. Sometimes you got to zoom out and see the forest through the trees because we get so numb to our own situation. And some things are simpler than you think. Now, the first thing that you can do to go faster without outlaying cash, to make more revenue, is to understand the power of JV Riches. What is JV Riches? JV Riches, joint venture, riches, joint venture, adventures. Look, I always say there's 3 things you need to be successful, which is your mindsets, skill sets, and network. You need the right mindsets, the right skill sets, and the right network. Network is huge. A lot of small companies don't really network that hard. Or if you are a networker and everybody knows you, you're not doing deals with people. You're not doing creative 1 + 1 = 3 deals with people. And there's all kinds of different types of joint venture opportunities. I'll give you a couple examples. Number 1, how valuable would it be for your company if all of the top realtors in your area knew you by name and respected you and recommended your services? What if the mayor of your town did? What if all the owners of non-competing service businesses to you locally and regionally all knew you and told their customers about your stuff? And what if you told your customers about their stuff? Would that be pretty cool? Have you ever heard the concept called selling your sawdust? Think of yourself as a sawmill and you're making 2x4s and you're sawing lumber all day, and the byproduct of that is sawdust. Well, what might look as a waste product could become a new revenue source because you can use sawdust for all kinds of weird different things. You can sell your sawdust. Look for opportunities like that in your business. Kingsford Charcoal is an example. Ford Motor Company, they had these wood pallets and they used them for building cars, and they had all this waste, and they took those and turned them into charcoal and created Kingsford Charcoal. It's a whole other thing. Look, there's so many opportunities to cross-sell and joint venture with people locally. Another one is digital real estate swaps, right? So think of the thank you page on your website. If someone goes to your website and says, I want to buy your stuff, and they submit a form and they go to another page that says, thank you, we'll be in touch, right? Why on that page is there not an ad, a video, or a link to this other company's stuff for the stuff that they do? Because we have a buyer in heat who's ready to go, and they also need that guy's stuff. And why does that other company not have you on their thank you page, right? How come we don't do endorsement email swaps for each other? Why don't we do text message swaps endorsing and recommending each other? These are low-cost ways to do it. A friend of mine in Ludington, Michigan has this little chicken stand called the Cluck Bucket. Her name's Sherry, and I told her for a long time, see, her Cluck Bucket sells all this awesome chicken food, and it's right next to this car wash. And I said, go to the owners of the car wash and give them coupons for a free piece of cornbread from the Cluck Bucket, right? And then all the people at the Cluck Bucket give them a $1 off coupon for a car wash when they buy your Cluck Bucket stuff. Now, to be fair, I don't know if she did that or not, but there's no money really being spent here, and there's synergy being created here, and there's real money being made here. So get organized. Create what's called a Dream 100 list, which is who do I need to know? Who would it be helpful to know? And then go be friends. My wife says the best way to make friends is to be friendly. How friendly are you being? And how bold are you being? You can swap direct mail. You can joint venture on door hangers. You can do all kinds of things. Just sit down, clear your head, and think about it. The second way that you can not spend a bunch of money but make more money is to understand the low-hanging fruit in your business. Technically speaking, if I was a Fortune 100 consultant, a management consultant, I could go in and look at this business and say, here's the 5 buttons I push and the dials I turn and the levers I pull to create more value out of thin air. These people get paid big money. Well, with a small business, there's still obvious things that can be done. For example, if I bought your company, whoever's watching this, if I bought your company, I would do a low-hanging fruit analysis immediately. I would try to figure out things like, what is your close rate right now? What is your average ticket price right now? And how can I use my brain, not my back, to make it go up? How many reviews per week do you get now, and how can I make it go up? How many referrals do you get right now, and how can I make it go up? How do I increase all these things? How do I upsell, cross-sell, and ascend your customers to make more money? And all this stuff is done with our brain. Low-hanging fruit is everywhere around us. There's scripts you can build. There's processes you can build to increase your close rate. Do you show before and after pictures, social proof? Are your packages structured correctly? So when you sell, you have this really expensive thing and you tell them they don't need this, which enhances how good this one looks. And so you sell another 7% of deals because of doing that one thing. That's an example of using your brain instead of your back to create money out of thin air. Low-hanging fruit is huge. A lot of small service companies could be doubled without spending $1 on anything or getting any new customers. And you might be a skeptic. You might be saying, Josh, that's not true. It's absolutely true, because they're not extracting the value that's already there. They don't call their customers enough. They don't follow up with them enough. They don't stay in touch. There's not like a relationship. I talked to a guy one time. He had a $700,000 window cleaning business that was 22 years old, somewhere on the East Coast. Can't remember if it was New York, New Jersey, or New Hampshire or something like that. The guy didn't even have a CRM. He didn't even have software with his customers in it. He had them on index cards in a file cabinet, stored for 20 years, right? It's a business like that. When we apply what I just said, would at least double just by using a telephone, changing the way that they sell, re-engaging the customers, right? Getting more reviews, getting more referrals, and ascending and cross-selling and upselling and adding a high-ticket service in the back end. It's not that big of a deal to do it. But if you're not doing it with your own thing, why not? Do you hate money? Do you hate money? Come on. Now, you don't want to love money. You don't want to be in love with money, but you certainly also don't want to hate money, because you're never going to pursue a thing that you despise. So anyway, I digress. Let's get to the next point. Point number 3 is to raise your prices. I can't stress this enough. People are so scared to raise their prices, but you got to do it. You got to do it yesterday. Look, not only should you raise your prices immediately, but you should offer higher ticket options. So think of the most expensive thing you sell right now and consider, how could I sell something 5 or 10 times more expensive than that? What would need to be true for that to exist? Do I need a different service altogether? Do I just throw everything I got into it with the kitchen sink to create this super luxurious bundle? But we need a high ticket offer to exist for your company. We need to demand higher prices, but we also got to have high ticket offers that some people are going to buy. If you understand how business models work, when you have a high ticket back end product or service, it changes all of the economics on the entire business really quickly. For example, on the e-commerce side, let's say that you're selling bracelets on the internet for $10 and they cost you $2 and your ads cost $5. And so you're making $3, okay? You're making $3 profit on every bracelet you sell. Well, if your ads cost ever goes up to like $10, now you're losing money, you're out of business, right? But let's say that you're competing with a company that sells a bracelet with the same terms as the first company, but then they upsell something that costs $100, like some set of bracelets or the bracelet of a month club for a year, and people buy that. You see, the revenue and the money captured on the back end flows down across this value ladder. It changes the rules on how company 2 is allowed to advertise. They might be able to spend $20 on ads and still make a profit. Well, you can only spend $5 and still make a profit. It's not the same thing. So to change the game that you play, think about raising your prices, extracting more money, creating decoy offers, high ticket offers, and then get good at juxtaposing and creating contrast between your price points to maximize your close rate. It'll change your life for the rest of your life. Point number 4, if you want to not spend money but make more money, is to just make more offers in the first place. This sounds super dumb, but it's not. You want to double your business, double the amount of people you talk to. If you talk to 5 people a week, talk to 10 people a week. If you talk to 100 people a month, talk to 200 people a month. This isn't rocket science, people. We need more volume of conversations. We have to be noisier. We have to talk. We have to get out there and like shake the trees so the dollars can fall out. You got to do stuff. Do a time study on yourself and ask yourself, over the last week or the last 2 weeks, how many hours or what percentage of your working hours was spent just trying to sell your stuff to people, shaking hands, kissing babies, and having conversations? Because for most of you, it's a tiny percentage. You could double your income just by stopping doing some unproductive thing, doubling the amount of stuff you're doing with this topic we're talking about, marketing and making more offers and meeting people and shaking hands and kissing babies. You could double your income just like that. It doesn't cost you $1. It just costs you courage to go do it. And by the way, how is it even courage? Unless you hate money, which we already talked about that, you should just go do it. That's the point of your business. Sometimes I'll ask people, what is the purpose of your business? And they say, well, purpose of my business is to be the greatest pressure cleaner in Southeast Arkansas. And I say, false. That is not the purpose of your business. The purpose of your business is to make a profit. That's the purpose of every business. Now, How do you make a profit? Maybe it's by being the greatest pressure cleaner in Southeast Arkansas. Yeah, sure. Good customer service, good employee culture. All those things are how you make a profit. For most small companies that are really small, they don't really make profit. They think they're making your 100 grand a year that you might make isn't profit. It's not profitable. That's what I would have to pay if I bought your company for someone to work 72 hours a week like you, running around like a circus monkey. So I wouldn't get profit, and if there's no profit, there's no enterprise value. So you need to sell more stuff. That's the purpose of your business. Get after it. And last but not least, depending on your industry, think of a way to add reoccurring revenue to your business model. Another word for that is continuity. In the online digital marketing world, we use the word continuity, right? What's your MRR, your monthly reoccurring revenue? A lot of service businesses have false beliefs that this isn't possible to add into their company. And that's exactly what it is. It's a false belief. It's not true. You can add MRR. You can add service agreements and contracts. You can do all kinds of weird things where you can get people to pay reoccurring. Now, there's a couple reasons this is hugely beneficial for your company. Number one is when someone's paying you a monthly fee for the services you have, they become what's called a captive customer. What does that mean? What it means is they're permanently your customer now. It's not that they did a transaction. It's not that they paid $300, got carpet cleaned, and then the next advertisement they get a year later, they paid this company $300 to get carpet cleaned. No, they're part of your carpet clean monthly membership, and they pay $75 a month, and they're not in the market for that now because that problem is solved. And so you come and clean, and then you come and do this other thing, and you come and do this other thing. You got to figure out the numbers and the economics to make it make sense, but start thinking of this. It makes your company more valuable too when you have documented reoccurring revenue. So it creates captive customers, it creates more enterprise value when you go to sell your company. And last but not least, the other benefit of having this is the fact that it can stabilize cash flow. So if you have a seasonal home service business where you're making a bunch of money over here and no money over here and you're panicking, what this can do, how cool would it be if you had $50,000 a month hit on the first of every month before you even started, right? That would change the economics of your business. People are more accustomed to, open to, and ready for monthly recurring services now than ever before. This would have been a lot harder 25 years ago, but people have subscriptions. Why can't they have that for you? I know two people in the home service business space. One did over $100,000 a month doing a subscription model with window cleaning. The other one had pressure cleaning, window cleaning, was doing about $30,000 or $40,000 a month just in the first few months after trying to do it. And there's ways they did it, and there's clever nuance in how they sold it. If you figure that out, you could really disrupt your industry, have a different offer, make more money, and build a more profitable, valuable business. And everything we just talked about doesn't cost money. It just costs creativity. And at the end of the day, you make a lot more money with your brain than you will with your back. Remember, marketing is everything. Everything is marketing. My name is Josh Latimer, and I hope you're enjoying this YouTube channel. Can you subscribe, hit the bell thingy, comment? All those actions you do tell YouTube that this video is good, and it helps serve it to more people, or it gives it a chance to be served to more people. And I'm giving and pouring out my heart and soul to help things go faster for you and to add value to you. All I ask in return is to share it, to talk about it. Share the link with a friend that needs to hear it. It could change their life. There's people struggling needlessly. We get so stressed out and we overthink everything. And the stuff we just talked about, if done, you could do most of this stuff in less than a week, will literally create actual money out of thin air that's real, that goes in your bank account right now. How valuable is that? Hey, until the next video, I'll see you next time.